You are listening to the Thin Pink Line podcast, brought to you by the European LGBT Police Association. Greetings and welcome to the EGPA Brussels Conference podcast. Between the 16th and 18th of May 2024, delegates from 18 nations converged on Brussels for the EGPA's 10th Biennial Conference and Brussels Pride. Members of the EGPA General Board also met for the Association's annual general meeting, during which we welcomed our newest member from Luxembourg. The conference was organised by our EGPA member organisation, Rainbow Corps Belgium. At the Athens conference 2 years ago, the theme was Building Bridges. It was therefore appropriate that the Brussels conference theme invited delegates to cross those bridges and go further together. Rainbow Corps did an excellent job putting together a programme that reflected the current realities and issues facing LGBTIQ+ communities not only in Belgium but across Europe. We'll be hearing from delegates representing the majority of countries attending the conference later on in this podcast. However, before we do that, let's hear the opening speech of the conference by EGPA President Alain Parmentier.
Pleasure that I welcome you to Brussels, the capital of Europe, for this EGPA conference. First of all, I would like to thank you, the Belgian delegation and the Belgian authorities for their support and cooperation in organizing this event. EGPA is fighting for all police officers to be able to live and carry out their work without discrimination and without their sexual orientation or gender identity being an obstacle to their career. This is why the central theme of this conference is further together to bring European police forces closer to the LGBTI citizens. It is essential that police forces are trained to be inclusive and welcoming towards all populations without distinctions. The different laws in force in our countries must be not an obstacle to action. Let us not lower our guard in the face of populist rhetoric and hatred. Dear colleagues, in front of you, you are here, 18 countries. 18 countries, this is the human resources we need to create a better and more peaceful future for our society. Hey Europe, are you awake? Are you awake?
Yes.
Yes. And America, are you awake?
Yes.
Right. Tomorrow, at the end of this conference, you will know the name of the next country, the next organization who will organize the future conference. Please help each other during this conference. Be curious. Together we are stronger. Just know it. And also to the colleagues who comes from a smaller organization or a smaller country, just look in this room. Look who we are. And you are a piece of us. All together we are stronger. So don't be shy. Be proud of who you are. Together, like I said, we are stronger, and I wish you a fruitful conference, rich in exchanges and good practices. So let us be the architects of a future that is more inclusive and more respectful of diversity. And we are so proud to be your friend. Thank you very much, and have a good conference, dear friends.
Now let's hear from Massimo Iovine, co-president of Rainbow Corps Belgium and secretary of EGPA, who, as part of the Rainbow Corps executive team, organised the conference.
So I'm Massimo Iovine. I'm secretary of EGPA, but I'm also the co-president of Rainbow Cops Belgium. So in Rainbow Cops, we decided not to have a president and a vice president. We decided that it was a shared responsibility. That's why there's a co-presidency. And 2 years ago, we decided to organize this conference, and we've been selected. Well, there was not much a challenge because we were the only candidates. Anyway, in Athens, yes. It was quite challenging, these preparations, because we are not professional on the field, and we have all our associative activities, but also our professional activities, which takes a lot of time, as you can guess. But in the end, when I see the results of it, it was perfect. Everyone was super happy. The food was good. The speakers were magnificent. There was a lot of content, a lot of nice new ideas to spread in the future. So yeah, in the end, I'm pretty much happy with what happened and how it happened. And I hope to be in 2026 already in Amsterdam. And the good part is I won't have to worry about the organization.
I spoke to a representative from most of the countries who attended the EGPA conference in Brussels. So, without further ado, let's hear from the delegates.
So my name is Elaine Byrne. I'm from Ireland and I'm here representing G-Force, the LGBT plus network for An Garda Síochána. I'm here with 4 other delegates. There's 5 of us in total. We're delighted that there's so many of us who are after coming because G-Force has been stagnant for many years now, up until 22 we got going again. I've really enjoyed the conference. I'm so happy that the lads who came with me came, because even during all the coffee breaks today, they were saying, oh, we should do this, we should do that. And I was saying, lads, whatever you want to do, we'll get behind you. You know, you're going to get your ideas here. Make sure you network, you get all your contacts, and we'll bring it back home to Ireland and see how we can work on it. One of the main things I'm after getting from it, I think, is getting to listen and meet with Joanna Jamal. I hope I'm pronouncing her surname properly now. So all the stuff she spoke about on hate crime was really relevant to what's happening over in Ireland at the moment, because hate crime legislation isn't actually written in at the moment. It's back before the Seanad because they have to change the wording on it. And a big thing that I do at home is I go and I speak to students and I speak to victims of crime, members of the LGBT community, and a massive thing that they keep bringing to my attention, asking me about, is when is hate crime legislation going to be brought in? And I have to go through the whole, you know, I'm a member of your community as well, and while I'm a member of the Garda Síochána, I don't write the laws, I just enforce them. But obviously it would be so valuable to me in my role in work and outside as a part of the community if we did have hate crime legislation in place. So getting to speak and network with Joanna has been amazing. So I hope to stay in touch with her now.
Hello, I'm Police Captain Michael Lollis. I'm a member of and president of Police Action for Human Rights. It's the Greek delegation here in Brussels about the European LGBT Police Association Conference. At the same time, I'm head of hate crime unit of Attica, and I'm expertise on hate crimes and policing of LGBT community. I'm very happy to be here. It's my 4th conference. My first time was in Amsterdam on 2016, and I was the first individual participating in EGPA. EGPA decided to accept me as individual participant, and I created the plan to create my own union, my national union. And 8 years after, I'm here with my colleagues. We are now 50 members in Police Action. Most of them are open now as LGBT people, persons. We have 3 trans, 2 trans men and 1 trans woman, police officer. I hope in the future they have the chance to come with me in the next conferences. everything depends from the cost of travel, etc. If we have more money, of course, my colleagues, the members from Police Action will be here. Everything is changed the last 8 years. Before 2 years, I have my conference in Athens. I was very stressful. We don't have the chance to give my my opinion about the conference in Athens. But now we have this opportunity. I'm very lucky because I really believe that EGPA for me is like lighthouse to give me the way and how to follow all of you, your patterns, is like enlighten myself. And I really believe that all this power and energy for the other EGPA member give me all the necessary power to stay open in very conservative organization as Greek police. And now I'm happy because if someone like me, it's possible to do all that, I really believe, and other police officers from other conservative countries like Balkans, Albania, Bulgaria, Serbia, etc., follow my way, and I hope in the future more police officers for more countries will take part in our conferences. Thank you very much.
So my name is Aino, and I come from Finland, from the Rainbow Cops Association from Finland, and I came here mainly because I'm writing a thesis about LGBT and cops and some kind of relation between them. So I want to see this more international perspective on that. And what I really enjoyed about the conference is that it has really given me perspective about the international ways and about, for example, what really came to a surprise for me is that a lot of people are wearing uniforms in Pride, and that was a new thing for me. And it's something that when I was talking with people, I also got some new ideas on how to kind of maybe talk about it with the people from Finland, that why it should be important to wear the uniform for Pride and so on. So maybe that has been something that stuck with me.
Is there any input from the conference over the last 2 days you think you can take back to Finland?
Definitely. There is a lot of things that that I can take back to Finland, and a lot of things that I realize that there's to work on also in Finland.
Yeah. A lot of good examples were given from what's happening in Belgium.
Well, actually, maybe I wouldn't say from Belgium, but I would go from England. What I heard in the conference, that it seems that in England the whole police department is so much more open in general, and the police chief is so much more open. And when I take that in comparison, it's not the same in Finland. Yeah. And that's definitely something that, as the whole department, we have to work on that. The whole department would be more open and work together with it to be more open.
Because England's only achieved what it's achieved through doing that work.
Exactly.
We were in the same place as everyone else. So
yeah, exactly.
Everyone's in a different position.
Exactly.
But there is examples of where progress
definitely
has been made.
And it's something to look forward to make progress in your own country, or our own country.
So my name is Michael Wilmore Krumrein. I am a sergeant with the Austin, Texas Police Department in the United States. And I am incredibly thankful and Grateful to have been able to come here to Belgium and meet so many of my European colleagues and have the opportunity to get to know them and chat with them, find out what the current issues are with them that they're dealing with, which is very important because we're such a global society that what affects the police in Europe affects the police in America and vice versa. And so it's very important to be able to be here and get that one-on-one time to actually get to meet people and have these very, very challenging but very productive conversations. So Belgium is an amazing city. The people here have been absolutely phenomenal, the most gracious, the most welcoming. So I feel like this could be like a second home, as well as everybody has accepted me and brought me to the conference. So the conference that I got to witness, the EGPA conference, and be a part of was absolutely mind-blowing. There were so many phenomenal topics that were being talked about. It's very interesting to see that a lot of the same issues affecting the queer community in the States is also affecting the queer community here, both within our own profession as well as the community that we have the privilege of serving. And so it was very nice to find that continuity and to be able to have those conversations and learn very valuable lessons that I am able to come back and take back to my city. So my role in the police department is I am an investigative sergeant with the child abuse unit. So I handle all manners of abuse of children. That's the unit that I supervise. That's one of many hats that I wear. I'm also the senior bagpiper for the department in our pipes and drums. But one of the biggest honors that I have is I'm incredibly humbled to be the president of the Lesbian and Gay Peace Officers Association, which is the first and only of its kind in the state of Texas. There's not very many police organizations that are specific to the fraternal orders of LGBTQ+ identifying individuals. And I have been in that role since 2014 and incredibly honored to represent well over 130 different members in my department, both allies and queer identifying officers that are part of the association. So in addition to doing all of those things and being able to be here, we have the privilege, the Austin Police Department and the Lesbian Gay Peace Officers Association, to host the 4th World Conference for LGBTQIA+ identified criminal justice professionals. And we'll be doing that in August of 2025 in Austin, Texas. The World Conference has never come to the United States before, and we have the ability to bring it to Austin, which we are incredibly excited about. My entire city is all abuzz about it. My entire department is all abuzz about it. Cannot wait for that to happen and to welcome everybody to Texas and see how amazing and wonderful of a state it is and how incredibly welcoming we are, and be able to have a really good conference where we can have honest, open, challenging conversations on how we can improve the relationship between the queer community and the criminal justice profession. So the theme of our conference is Bridging the Gap. And so all of the different conversations is going to talk about that. What is best practices? What are you doing within your profession to bridge that gap between the community and the criminal justice system, so that if somebody had been touched by crime, either as a victim or as a suspect, that they are going to be treated exactly the same, with the same dignity and respect that they deserve, that every human being deserves to have. What systems are you putting in place to allow that to happen? How are you changing policing so that other queer identified individuals can look at that profession of the criminal justice system and see themselves in that? See themselves reflected back in this community? Because I think for us to be better as a profession, to grow, to be true servants that we're all called to be, we have to be reflective in every manner of our workforce, to be able to have people that are queer identified, to have people that are people of color who are queer identified, who are immigrants, all of those brought together so that the community can truly see itself in the police force that has the privilege to serve them. And so that's going to be the basis of our conference. And I can't wait for everybody to come in from all around the world and come see the wonderful city, the wonderful state that I have the privilege of being a public servant in. And once again, I cannot thank the EGPA for the amazing work they continue to do every single day, for the connections, for the relationships that they have built, for being the true heroes, the true public servants that they are to the community. And I am just incredibly blessed and thankful to have the opportunity to be a part of this. So thank you very much.
So my name's Lou Bailiff. I'm a police officer for Sussex Police. My role in Sussex Police is so I'm a detective sergeant, but I work in the neighbourhood policing team at the moment as part of my fast track to inspector programme. And as part of that, we have community engagement advisors, and I'm the lead in relation to LGBT+ for the area that I cover in the neighbourhood policing team, which is Arran and Chichester. So that's what I do day to day. Aside from that, in my home force, I'm also the co-chair of our LGBT+ staff network that we have in Sussex. The reason I'm at the conference is because I was asked to deliver an input with Joanna from Kingston University in relation to our community engagement advisors, what they do. Sussex's unique relationship with the LGBT+ community, and the work that we've done in Brighton specifically with 2 officers that are solely dedicated to being an LGB liaison officer and then a TNBI liaison officer. So that's the inputs I gave. I talked about Brighton Pride and our discussions with the organisers last year about our continued participation in it. And when initially we were told that we wouldn't be able to participate, when we have for a very long time, those discussions started at the Chief Constable and came all the way down, and she put a real vested interest into writing a letter to them and calling and speaking to them about it and getting the views of the staff network to make sure that she fully understood the issue. And that resulted in us being allowed to continue to be in the parade as local officers. So we used to invite other forces, but some of the conditions were that it was then just local officers, which is understandable, and that we could be in uniform. And the way we negate any issues of that is that we wear our white shirt and tie uniform, and then our protective equipment is in a vehicle that's with us, so if we need it, but we don't wear that, so that it's a more toned down version, but still very clearly in uniform and with our Sussex Police logos on. So that was really important. And I also talked about the fact that our Chief Constable was the second Chief Constable, well, the first Chief Constable and the second person behind the Met Commissioner to apologise to the Peter Tatchell Foundation for the police's historic discrimination against the LGBT+ community and the way that we treated them, and wrote an open letter to them, which is available on the internet if you Google it, and it was really heartfelt. And again, she consulted the staff network to make sure that she understood the issues and could deal with it properly, because she knows that she doesn't necessarily have all of that information and wants to make sure she gets everything from the right sources. So again, that was really good to see, and we were really proud that she was the first Chief Constable after the Met to do that. And then talked about the CEAs, the roles they do, engaging with the community, especially 2 of our officers, Rich Hall and Ella Perfect. They work really hard with the community to rebuild that trust, and start to be able to engage in things like Trans Pride. And National Trans Pride is held in Brighton, so we can start to build up that relationship with the community, and work with our external reference groups, which are just members of the community that come together to advise us on things and give us a perspective that isn't policing. And actually, as part of that recently, even while I've been on this conference, I've had some emails about the fact that we listened to their concerns about making sure we had a good representation of the community at those meetings, and that one of the barriers may be that we hold those meetings at a police station, and some people may not want to come into a police station. So we've actually moved our next one to a neutral location, and it's being held at the Brighton Amex football stadium, in one of their conference rooms, so that it's a more neutral location, so that we may get people come that wouldn't normally come if it was at a police station. And so that's really positive, and because the more perspectives we get, because as we all know, the LGBT plus community is so diverse and so different, that we need to make sure we hear lots of people's voices, not just a couple, so that we can do our best to continue to kind of work on that relationship. And then the rest of our engagement advisors it's alongside their normal role. So they get some additional training, but it's something that they do because they're passionate about it, and they do it alongside their role as a point of contact for charities or officers if they need advice, or victims if they want to speak to someone who they feel understands the community more. You don't have to be LGBT plus to be an engagement advisor, but if they then did want to specifically speak to an LGBT plus officer, it's something that the advisor could look into for them if they didn't happen to be themselves. So that's kind of the stuff I talked about. It's been really interesting to be at the conference and get the viewpoints of different people and to understand the different struggles that different places have. Because Sussex is a very small part of England down the bottom, and I'm very proud to work there, but England is lots of different police forces, and I can only talk about what we do. But some of these people that I've talked to, where they only have a national network, or they have a national network but it's not recognised yet officially by their police force and things like that, just reminds me that although we have lots of work to do still, it just reminds me how good Sussex is, and all the good stuff we have done. And not, like I say, not forgetting the stuff we still have to do, but that in the scheme of looking across everywhere, we're in a really good place, and I'm really kind of proud to be a part of that, and it's really motivated me to keep doing that stuff and go back, and I've got great ideas from the conference and from talking to people that I want to bring back into our own force, and and into the national network if that's possible, and it's it's really kind of inspired me hearing people's stories and things like that, so that I can then, get that, just that reinvigoration of things. It's just really, and it's really heartwarming as well, and just meeting lots of new people and their own life experiences as well, not just in policing, is really good, and I think it can inspire you both as an LGBT plus person and as a police officer, so that's really good.
I'm Roberto. I come from Italy, and I'm a police officer in Rome. And I'm happy to stay now with you, with other colleague of EGPA. So I work in local police in the administrator unit, administration. And about 20 years, and I work with my association. Not work, it's free, okay. But I am a member of a Police Aperta Association, the first association LGBT of police officers in Italy, and was founded 20 years ago for the freedom of idea of the worker in police to build a new project of a police. Okay. So now we are in Bruxelles, for I think about the first time that there is a conference of EGPA in this beautiful city, but don't create a beautiful climate, but the people that participate to the 20th conference created a beautiful place to work for the future of the police officers and the LGBT association.
And your colleague?
Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm from Italy, and I actually work in an office that's managed nature protection. So we try in a national park. So we try to make nature safe and clear and clean, and to protect it, because biodiversity is good. And as biodiversity's nature is good, I really think that all the people in the world that are characterized by different stuff, different choices and whatever, it's really important. And I joined Polis Aperta 2 years ago, after that the association was contested in a Bologna Pride, and I felt really bad. And due to that I'm a colleague, I really feel that I have to give a hand and to support the community and our job, because these two things can stay together. I came here in Brussels because I wanted to feel the European environment and to learn more about how our job is done abroad, so outside the borders. Even if in Europe, hopefully, we don't have any border anymore. And I think that I've learned so much about how to manage the LGBT issues and how to listen to people better. And I think that I can be a better policewoman right now. And I will try, when I will be at home, to sensibilize the other corps, because in my office, actually, we don't manage LGBT issues, but I will try to give some hints to all my colleagues in my region, in my area, so that we can go further together.
Of course, working together. The theme of the Brussels conference.
Yes.
Any other words about the conference itself?
The conference was really deep, really inside and really deep, but in the Italian context. We still struggle with women's rights, for parity, for gender parity. So I think that LGBT rights are as important, but I think that you have to make steps. And I think that women's rights, that the half of the population, has to be stable so you can build over all the rest. Because if the half of the population is discriminated, it's difficult for a minority to have the rights. So, and we still struggle with that. We know that in the courses inside our administrations in Italy, we don't have a module about LGBT rights and hate crimes, but we're still talking just about feminicide and similar, and domestic violence and these kind of crimes. And I think that we should increase these classes and modules with the LGBT modules. And I think that with Roberto and our colleagues in Polis Aperta, we can give some inputs to our administrations to go further on that and to reach, at least to make people aware that which are the bases and the hints that you got to to reach and then run for a hate crime and to fight against them, so that people can feel safer and still accept that there are LGBT people inside the police, and then we are all together to have a better world.
So I am Bojan Smiljanic, and originally I am from Bosnia, but I was born and grew up in Switzerland. I am a police officer in Switzerland. And this is the second EGPA conference that I was attending. And I find it really nice to meet up with police officers and other persons working in the justice to exchange experiences and try to find solutions that you could fit into your own country. You bring your ideas back to your own country and you support others with that effort that you already had in your country. So I think it's a really good thing to go on for and to, try to achieve that globally we have a better world.
I'm Thomas Ulmer from Germany. I'm the representative of the German organization Festpol Deutschland. And I'm the president of the Festpol Süd. It's the local organization in the south of Germany, of Baden-Württemberg and Bayern. I'm the treasurer of the EGPA, and I attend the conference as the representative of the German delegation. And the conference is very important for me and for the colleagues from Germany. For me, is the conference very important for my work in Germany and in my local organization. The exchange is very important at the theme of hate crime and fighting against hate crime. And it's very important to exchange ideas from other countries and other states to fight against hate crime.
Hello, from Katarina Živolovic. I am from Serbia, police officers, project police officers in the Ministry of Republic of Serbia. So I'm glad to speak for my friend Alan in this podcast. What I can say about this, it's nice that we gather again in this conference. It's a great opportunity to see all these people again, to learn something new, to learn from the new speaker, from the speakers, from the different kind of topic. So I'm very happy to be here, to participate in this pride, to see again my old friends, and that is it for me.
Well, hello, my name is Therese. I'm from Sweden. I work for the Swedish Police Authority. I work in Malmö. I was in a specialist group for 7 years working with democracy and hate crime. I recently changed so I investigate frauds, but it doesn't matter because I'm here for these very important topics anyway, and I'm really trying hard to get Swedish police to get more involved also in these questions. So, yeah, I'm like on my own, it feels like sometimes, but we shouldn't take anything for granted. So, yeah, I think it's very important. I've been part of EGPA for a few years now, and I was also in the World Conference in Toronto. And I think it's very important that we also connect with each other, to understand each other, can learn from each other. And yeah, it's just positive things that EGPA is working for.
And was there any particular aspect or highlights of the conference that stood out for you?
The workshops, you know, the hands-on, when we sit in groups and really discuss things. For me, it's very important, and it's very giving for me. But I think in generally, many of these people has come to talk for us from CEPOL, Europol. All these different people are very interesting. So yeah.
Hello, my name is Roy. I work for the Netherlands Police, and I'm a proud gay man. Within the Netherlands Police, I'm the national coordinator of our diversity network Roze and Blauw. It's also called Pink and Blue, and we stand up for the LGBT rights. Within the Netherlands Police, I'm also working as a specialist on my team. I keep me busy with processes, and I'm also part of our human trafficking team on male prostitution. The last days we were at the conference here in Brussels. It was a very interesting conference with a lot of interesting teams. It's always nice to share knowledge with each other, to share some thoughts about the themes we have discussed, and we can bring something back to the Netherlands and discuss it with our national police if we can change some things. And on behalf of the Netherlands Police, I'm also very proud that we can host the next conference in 2026 of the EGPA in the Netherlands.
So my name is Victor. I'm from Gailes-Pol, and I work for Barcelona Police. And we are very happy because we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the EGPA. And I want to explain you that I was studying my Erasmus when I was 19 years old, and I met Rose in het Blauw. So that's a long time ago, and I am one of the founders of the EGPA. And then Baren Emmens and Jan Snyder and others from Netherlands Police, they helped me to start Geilerspol. So yeah, we are very happy because thanks to the European colleagues, we were able to start Geilerspol.
And do you have any thoughts about the conference in Brussels?
Well, the conference was really good, and we enjoyed it very much. We have still a few challenges, and we have to fight for our rights because, you know, everything is so polarized, and we have to be guardian about what is happening in the world.
My name is Géraldine Séjournon. I'm a French police officer since 1998. Currently, I'm an IT trainer and a prevention officer for drugs, bullying, and cyberbullying. And I'm in the conference because I'm a training ambassador for the EGPA, and I was supposed to present a workshop with my colleague Manuel Penredo, who is also a training ambassador for the EGPA. So the workshop was about the updating of the manual we have for policing on hate crimes, and I think that the colleagues were quite happy to have this workshop, and they were a bit frustrated not to be able to work more on it, because I think it's the art of the meaning of this kind of conference to find solution to our problems as LGBT people and also as police officers, to improve the relationship with the community and the police, the administration, the institution. And I was very pleased to share this moment with my colleagues. And also, I think a good thing is that I think there was more women than the year before, so I think that's a good thing, especially young women and young men. So I think it's good that the youth is taking the lead now.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I did enjoy this conference as much as the previous one, and probably as the future one, because I think it's very important for us to do this kind of things, to get some energy, faith in the future, and to be able to still fight about our cause.
And a final word about the conference from EGPA President Alain Parmentier.
I'm Alain Parmentier, President of the EGPA, live from Brussels. And after 2.5 days of conference, I have now a good souvenir. It was amazing, like the last one, and it was so fruitful. Every colleagues were very happy to discover each other, to have enough time to exchange between them. The best advice is to know exactly how do you work in your country and what kind of new ideas can I maybe create in my own country. And it was nice to hear our news from our partners, CEPOL and Europol as well, and also to exchange about the news, what happened last year, what kind of new webinar we organized with our partners about LGBT issues. It's also new to meet different colleagues from also European institutions as well. And yes, I think it was also a new discover with a new generation of colleagues. And it was a good welcome with our colleagues from Luxembourg. The new delegation is created now. And we look forward to meet other colleagues in 2 years in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, with Rosa in Blauw.
As you can tell from the various delegates I spoke with, this was a very successful, rewarding, educational, and, as with all our conferences, lots of fun. The next EGPA conference will take place in Amsterdam in 2026. More details about which will be made available on the EGPA website next year. In addition, the 4th World LGBTIQ+ Conference for Criminal Justice Professionals will take place in Austin, Texas in August 2025. You can find a link to that event on the EGPA website. I hope that you've enjoyed this podcast episode of The Thin Pink Line, covering the 10th EGPA Conference in Brussels. I'm Alan Snedden. Until next time, goodbye.